Hello everyone, VJ32 back again. It's time for some what's on deck for this week. And let's see what's going on first of all in the world of Kickstarter. First of all, there is this Magical Girl playing card. Oh, I didn't realize that. It says they're playing card pins. Okay. Well, they're funded, extremely low goal. Second project by this Bianca Nutter. I didn't realize there were just pins. I thought there might be a deck of cards. Let's see if there is actually. They're just pins apparently, so yeah. And they get kind of expensive, but they have a playing card theme, but there's no specific defined suits, and they kind of remind me of like Sailor Moon or something. My bad. We'll move on from that one. It's not actually playing cards. We have a new Endless Time deck here, the Luxury Dark edition, the second edition. It has a massive goal, 14,000 pounds, currently at 3,750 pounds. Chances of funding not looking too good at this rate. I mean, that's $24,000 Canadian, and they're currently about a quarter of the way. It's by Alexander Feldman. It is the second project. The previous one was a nice blue color. This one, as you can see, is black. 11 pounds, 20 bucks Canadian for one deck. It's a decent price, I suppose. Nice pips. I feel like they definitely modified them a little bit from before, but you still got the infinity symbol on them. Court cards are still relatively standard, but recolored. And we put the Bicardo Mundi on a slimline stock, including B9 Fittest. Tuck box is going to be done by Oath playing cards. There is the price. That's why it's more expensive. Special tuck case. No real reason. Just because. They were printed by Carter Mundi last time with a standard tuck case. I really like them. The original one, which you can still get for 11 pounds. Which is the same price as the Luxury Dark one. Go figure that. Why is it the same price when this one's going to have a much fancier tuck case? As you can see there, the original one, which I don't recall if I have the review up on my channel yet or not. If not, it will be up soon enough. I guess I could check. No, it's not up yet that I can see, but it will be up soon enough. Stay tuned for that. Coming soon. Like I said, I was a really big fan of that one. There is free shipping to, well, free shipping on uncut sheets and impossible walls. I see. Shipping is not free, like I figured. Fulfillment by Gambler's Warehouse in the US and to most of the world, and by 52 Wonders in Europe. Cool. I like it. I don't. What is the tuck case? Just bear with me a second. Card faces and backs will have an antique gold metallic ink for luxurious touch. It's nice. Tuck box will have the same antique gold, but with foil. So foil tuck case. And embossed. All the gold on the tuck case will be embossed and foiled. It seems like it's unnecessary to do all that with the tuck case. It seems like it's even more unnecessary to do that with Oath playing cards. I'm sure Cardamom they could do that well enough. It is what it is. Moving on, we have Kira playing cards. It's the second or third product by Spielkarten Shop in Germany. I haven't had any orders with them for a while. The idea is by Magician of Schultz, designed by 80 Santora. Not the same 80 that has designed other decks you might be familiar with, printed by Carter Mundi on a slimline stock. You can buy 30 stickers for £5. Who would want 30 stickers? £8 on the early bird for one deck. Still 81 out of 100 available. That's not a good sign when you have that many early bird decks still available a couple of days after it launches. You can also get a signed deck signed by Ernest Schultz for €12. That's £8 is £9 for one deck. Sorry, £8 for one deck on the early bird. You save a whole buck. It's €9 or a whole euro. It's €9 for one deck on the regular price, and €12 for a signed deck. 5 people so far have gotten that out of 30 available ones. Because why? Why would you pay 3 or 4 extra bucks for a signed deck signed by Ernest Schultz? Who the hell is that? Where's the value in that? Who would want that? Just throwing that out there. Anyways, let's look at the cards. It's a spade pip design, basically. It's a leaf. You see that on the front of Tuckers. I don't know what Kira technically means, why it's called Kira in this instance, but it is. Let me just actually see that. And you can see it's kind of a tree branch type thing on the Joker. Simple enough spade pip with a leaf and some thorns wrapped around it. You get the same thing on the back design. And the front of the tuck case, not very imaginative. You just take the same thing and throw it on everything. It is, Ciara. No, is it? Okay, Kira. Ciara is the Irish name pronunciation, or actually still pronounced Kira, but it's a variant of that name. That's just the name. I don't know what it really is. It named after someone? I don't really know. All I see is that it's got different origins and spellings. These are the court cards. Not really feeling it. They're just crowns with some thorns wrapped around them and some leaves. Leaf type pips. I mean, I like the pips. I like the colors. The court cards just feel like they're lacking. The aces, they're nice enough. The back design's nice enough. It feels like the borders may be a little bit thick. Just a little bit, considering I know they can do pretty thin borders. And it would look much better with a thinner border. But it's not that exciting. Unfortunately, I have to say. Oops. Not copying and pasting anything. So this is a cardist / magician. I don't know anything about him. He contacted them, Steel Card and Shop, for cooperation to get a deck produced designed by this 80 Santoro. His whole idea is to create his own deck with a special variant of the Ace of Spades and a more sensitive and optically different design. How exciting. Still no idea why it's called Kira. But it is what it is. Moving on to hopefully better projects. Aha. We have the Amphiramid Collector's Edition. This is the third project. It's very well funded. You can see the money going up as we speak. I haven't got any of these. It just hasn't really been my cup of tea. You see a bunch of different versions. This is by Mr. Cup, whatever kind of name that is. Fabian Barral. He's a French happy graphic designer. Interesting. Good lord, look at how many different editions there's been. 11 different decks. There's the Black Deluxe Edition. Then there was the Precious Metal Editions in gold, silver, and copper. A collector's edition limited to 500 with only 100 available here. A second collector's edition with only 180 copies in cream color. And a third one of 120 copies, a holographic edition. And a fourth one, 4 Shades of Grey, 4 different decks, 100 copies. Why? This is just ridiculous. It's excessive. It's unnecessary. Oh, look at that. For 5 years, you can get access to a backer kit pre-order. Really? You're paying $5 to get access to a pre-order? €5? No. Hell no. So there's a reissue of the Black Gold one. Reprint perhaps. There's a gold one. There's way too many decks. I'm not liking this project at all. And it seems like there's a lot of reissues. I've never been a huge fan. I mean, I appreciate them. You can see the artwork there. But they're all the same. They're just different colors on the faces. There's no changes from one to the other. It just seems like he's trying to resell the same stuff over and over and print as many different variants and try to cash grab as much as possible, humanly possible, with this deck of cards. Thumbs down, in my opinion. It's getting out of hand. If you want to produce a third one, third project, that's fine. But when you're just reissuing a lot of the decks from before and have so many different variants, it just turns into a cash grab for me. This is ridiculous. I wasn't expecting to see so many variants. Moving on. Oh, good. It gets better. The 2057 Futuristic Transparent Playing Cards by High's Cards. First project, apparently, his cards. From Hong Kong. No, it's not really futuristic. I will say, okay, that's the Joker's. It's not really futuristic because you can get bicycle and Hoyle decks that are transparent plastic online and have been able to for years. It's not really futuristic. It's not new. It is funded. $20 for one deck, a standard edition deck. You can also get a frosted version, apparently. There you go. That's more original. $35 Canadian for 2 deluxe edition decks, clear and frosted. What's the standard one? I don't know. And then you see the cases. To me, it almost even seems like they've already produced these and are just selling them. And that's the back design. It's really simple and bland. Not very futuristic. And it also looks like it's a one-way. It's the same. But yeah, if you like this type of stuff, there's bicycle USB-C decks out there. Bicycle decks, they're plastic. There's Hoyle ones as well that you can get. You can see reviews on my channel, and it's basically the same thing, and they're better because they're mirror image and they're bicycle, they're USB-C. Okay, they're going to be available starting in June on their website. I guess they're expecting to fund. There's also a standard edition. There's a deluxe edition. I don't even know what the difference is between that. Other than you get 2 decks instead of 1. There's also a Premier Edition, which is basically 2 of each, from what I can tell. And a one-of-a-kind Deck Edition at $1,285 US. Who the hell would pay that? Who the hell is stupid enough to pay for that? If anyone, that's just absurd. $9,999 Hong Kong. 0 backers. Go figure. 3 people actually spent $150 to get 10 decks. Are you insane? Perhaps slightly. But it is funded, so good for them. Moving on. Let's just move on. Let's just move on. Moving on here to the Bubble Deck by Pythagoras Playing Cards, second edition slash the Bubble Deck. Um, yeah, I remember the original one vaguely. It's not gonna fund at this rate. It's doing horribly. $500 currently out of an $8,700 goal to be printed by USPC across stock with a blank card and two jokers. $13 US for one deck. And the faces are basically standard. For some reason, he's holding some kind of a ray gun, is it? I don't know. It's some kind of a weapon. They're all standard, just black and white for the court cards. No imagination, no color. Ah, there's the imagination and color. The hearts and diamonds have these customized. Blue as pips. And the King of Hearts is not committing suicide for some reason. Thumbs down for that. If you're going to keep them standard, at least keep them standard. Don't keep the King of Hearts as the Suicide King. There's no reason to change that. Just a very minor thing that just annoys me a little bit. Especially since he's holding a freaking gun, ray gun, whatever gun that is. Point it at his head. Keep it traditional. Just a minor thing, minor detail. That's going to annoy quite a few people, I'm sure. Not really a fan, not really feeling it. And I don't think it's going to fund. You can look at the previous projects. Christopher Hughes is the creator. He's also backed no projects, which is not cool. And yeah, he's been at it for a while, actually. The original project was a failure in 2018, June 2018. Last year, a year ago in February, he relaunched it and then it was canceled, but it did somehow get printed. I'm not sure how, but I know it's out there. And now he's trying again with a second edition called the Bubble Deck, which is also going to, barring a miracle, fail. I think he should take his decks, put them on a shelf, try something different because people are simply not interested. And you can see the design is more or less the same. There's like a box in the center and triangles around it. It's basically the same. Actually, it's exactly the same, just a different color variation, but it's still proving to be extremely unpopular from the looks of it. Or just as popular or unpopular, if you will. It is what it is. Moving on, Skotos has been relaunched. It is funded now, well funded, featuring a Greek myth theme with fantastic creatures and wild beasts by card deck. Reprinted by Legends, a classic fittest with amber orange foil on the tuck case and Arab account ink on the card backs. Be set by gamblers. It's a pretty interesting deck. Kind of the faces. You can see the faces have. It looks like they have an image going throughout them. Also, nudity and a female beast of some sort. All sorts of beasts, obviously. I don't know if it's necessarily my cup of tea. I like the tuck case. I mean, I like the theme. I don't hate the theme, but I'm not sure if it's necessarily my cup of tea. 18 euros for one deck. No, not my cup of tea. Not at that price. 18 euros for one deck, 28 bucks Canadian. No, that's a no. I do like the aces and the pips on a number of cards. I just wish the court cards were better, more traditional, I guess, sort of, somewhat. I don't know. I mean, this is one that I'll look at later on if one becomes available at Murphy's at a more reasonable price. Nice back design. Although I'm not sure what that necessarily has to do with Greek myth. I guess, sort of. There's some details in there, I suppose. Pretty nice. Overall, nice coin. There's your inspirations in color schemes and details, so pretty cool. and you get to see a better look at the court cards. There is nudity. If you don't want to see it, no, don't leave. Stay. It's just a little nudity cartoons. And there's that one-eyed beast, the Cyclops. Actually, in respect, I do like it. I do like the court cards. I like what they represent. And the Jokers are the Pegasus. It's one that I will probably pick up later on. So cool. Cool beans. Then there's this one, which I mentioned last week. The Bicycle Plank, which has a science theme. Obviously put it by USPC. It's currently at $3,500 out of an $8,000 goal. Whether or not it makes it, I don't know. It's by NJL Productions and Jason Troiano, who has not had a whole lot of success funding projects in the past. Just for the record. Apparently, European packages will be shipped by Cards Dynasty. I don't know who that is, so I can't give you any feedback regarding them. $12 US for one deck is a reasonable price. I do like the borderless kind of classic back design and the pattern used in it. The price is fine. There is also, I think, a limited edition that I saw. Collector's edition, which is a prototype, which is a deck featuring a matte stock embossing or foil. It doesn't even say 100% because I don't think that one's going to fund anyway. Although they are selling it. Collector's edition, so I guess they are available. Seems like a mistake. And then you see the court cards. This one's kind of cool. They are based kind of on traditional court cards. Some of them are fairly standard, as you can see in the faces, but with scientific details, pointless design. I don't hate it. I wish they were a little bit more customized in the faces, not just a couple of them. But, it's probably one that I would pick up later on. I do like the science theme and everything. Moving on. Kingdoms of Earth limited printed linen playing cards. It is funded. It was a pretty low goal of $550. This is by Tim Olinger, who's had 26 projects now, almost as many as he has backed. And this whole Kingdoms of Earth thing is something he has been doing for like 5 years now, with deck after deck after deck after deck being made available. And I'll tell you what, you look at the review on my channel. I dare you go watch the review on my channel. You'll see that the designs, the artwork, is exactly, well, not exactly, but basically the same. And maybe there's some color changes, some minor differences, but it's basically the same thing over and over and over again. And it's time for him to do something different, in my opinion. $22 for one signed limited edition mirrored deck. No. And then there's what? It's also the same price for an unsigned edition. Why would it be the same price? I don't even understand that. But I mean, I do like that each suit has its own color. I don't hate the artwork necessarily. I do wish that these court card images were bigger. They seem so tiny. The weapons are bigger than the figures. It's ridiculous. I do like the Ace Pips, even the Weed one. That's what I'm going with. It's Weed. And I get the whole thing. It's this whole story he's done, comic, whatever it was, with 4 different kingdoms in some kind of apparently never-ending battle, because they keep coming out with more decks. It's basically the same thing. You see the Jesters, Jokers. There's also a Knight card. That's different. That's his whole big difference from 5 years ago, 4 years ago, whatever it was. The first one is now there's a Knight amongst the Wild Knight card amongst the deck. Linen cardstock with a glossy finish. What does glossy mean specifically? I don't know who's printing them, and there's their core game expansion. So it's a game. There's expansion cards. Cool. I like that, but it seems like he keeps doing the same thing. And this is actually some of the previous decks, as you can see. So there are some differences. This is actually probably one I reviewed. red one. You can get them. Or was it the blue one? Maybe I reviewed both of them. Actually no, I remember this one for sure. The black one. This is like the original one. I think I might have had the red and the blue one as well. So he's basically changed the back designs a bit to reflect different kingdoms, I guess. And it's just really the faces have basically been the same, as you can see. Some differences. It's just it's the same thing more or less in a new look. Anyway, moving on. I apologize for going a little bit much on that one. Sin City playing cards. Because we don't have enough casino themed decks. The goal is $6,666 Canadian. And they're at $12,000. So basically double that almost. That's a weird ass goal to have. It's by Alba Zapata and Riffle Suffle. The first project. Why does Riffle Suffle need to have so many different accounts? Good lord, it's ridiculous. You don't need to have a different account for every designer / creator you work with. 18 bucks Canadian for one deck, 13 bucks US. Not a bad price. It's a beautiful tuck case. So it's going to be in Boston foiled. Let's continue looking at the cards. Beautiful back design. I do like this very much. Beautiful print on the inside. Lucky you. Are we lucky? Beautiful back design with a poker chip theme, almost a dartboard theme. Also, they got symbols in there from, they got a diamond. You got symbols in there from slot machines. That's what I was thinking of, with the cherries and the other fruits and hearts and stuff like that. You got pips. Very much a casino theme. That also kind of looks like a dartboard in the center. Beautiful colors. I really like that. And the court card's also very beautiful. And I can tell you, this designer, from the looks of it, is the same guy who's designed decks for like Art of Play and Theory 11. Him or her. Because you can see the artwork style is the same as we've seen on some of the decks. And I do like it. I don't hate it. It's nice to see that. I would argue that these number cards should be mirror image the pips. Not that I care that much. But I just feel like this should be mirror image instead of all facing the same way. Just a minor criticism. The Joker is pretty cool. Welcome to fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. It's not a bad design. It's very nice. Very nice deck. Beautiful artwork. Definitely far from a casino deck like I was mentioning earlier. Believe it's being printed by Carter Boom Day. I could be wrong. Premium hot. Well, it doesn't say hot. Premium black paper with a matte finish and hot stamp foil and golden red. I did say hot. I just skipped ahead apparently. And more gold foil on the inside. I see the back design actually forms a number 8. And this is actually a roulette wheel, so I don't know why I was thinking. I mean, it does kind of look like a dartboard to some extent. Kind of looks like a poker chip to some extent. It is a roulette wheel. It does make a number 8. And it is mirror image, despite interlocking there. Which is a reference to 888, the angel number, whatever that means. And the sides say, welcome to the show. It's cool. There's also a gilded edition, because you got to get that gilded edition. But you have to purchase 3 or more decks to have private access to a Kickstarter exclusive gilded edition, which will totally not be available on any website afterwards. Just saying. It is a girl. And she hasn't designed any decks for 311 or Art of Play. She's totally bored with style. It's going to be printed by the USB-C on a B stock, B Casino stock, and Eric's Fittest, 2500 decks. Sustainable Force Papers starts base laminated and vegetable-based inks, which totally is not copying the ad copy from Art of Play / 311. Totally. Anyway, so that is that. Stay tuned. We'll look at some other stuff. I just got to get it opened up. So very quickly, talk about a few things. Pumped up in Murphy's. First of all, Matter playing cards. I believe it was on Kickstarter before. 1,000 printed by USB-C, and they're pretty horrible. That's the back design. Very one way. It looks pretty weird. And the faces, they get even weirder because the indexes are all over the place. It's not usable. It's not functional. It's just, why? It just makes no sense. Moving on, Indiana Euchre for Midnight Cards becoming available. It's a little bit sad to not see this in the package I got the other day. I just got the one that I ordered. I mean, I guess that's what. I mean, I guess you should get what you order, but usually he sends me extra. I would have thought, but it is what it is. I understand. It's not as collectible as the other ones, but it's a nice back design. Apparently, euchre is a big thing in Indiana, where he is from, that being Randy Butterfield. So he designed this one more specifically for them. Pretty nice. It's going to be available online, as you can see, readily available for $8. And then there is, of course, the one that I got also for $8, the V3, which has the ornate design. Very nice. I do like it. Printed by Legends. I believe both of them. And then we got Z playing cards, which is by the December Boys. I did see these on Art of Play before, on a trademark Finn stock by Art of Play. It's not trademarked to them at all. It's just a Finn stock that USB-C uses for a lot of decks. Apparently it has a premium foil printed tuck box. Why? Really? You spend all the money to foil this Z on a tuck case. I guess maybe on the back too. Nice stamp seal. Court cards are basically standard with a modified black and white body with Z on it. And the back design looks like that. I admit it looks kind of nice in a fan. But I'm not sold on getting this one. Only 2,927 decks printed. Moving on. The Paperweight Glyph edition, which I am not interested in. Very cardistry-esque. Very horrible one-way design. I don't understand why you would do that. And the court cards are basically standard. Nice pip on the aces. Basically, that's it. Then we have the Clockwork La Ville Lumière, which is not bad. It's a nice enough tuck case. You see the Joker there, which is it's a rooster. I'm not going to say the C word. It does have a flip book animation. Nice pips on the faces. The back design is this interesting female doing this for some reason. He's going to faint, I guess. It's an interesting back design. I don't really know how I feel about it. And then the court cards, tons of detail, but then at the end of the day, they are just crowns. I don't remember if the original one, the one that I got, was the same thing on the faces. I'll have to look at that. Yeah, it's okay. It's printed by USB-C, but it's apparently based on the city of Paris, France. Paris. The Gallic Rooster is what it is, which is a symbol of France, apparently. So yeah, is that. I don't know how I feel about it. And then we got the bicycle Jade, which I will definitely be picking up, which is by Gamblers and designed by Shape Sisters. Nice green colors on the quartz and also purple and reds on this one. Very nice. As you can see, the face is the same style of court cards they've used on the previous deck, face-wise, and the Joker font as well. And the back design, it's pretty nice. I actually don't remember if I've already gotten this one or not. I'll have to double check. Because I think I might have this one already. I could be wrong. And then we have the Bicycle Pixel second edition, the cat and dog decks with a Game Boy theme. And you can get them just individually. You can also get them with this Game Boy collector box, which I'm kind of thinking of doing because I did get the previous one, which was the Nintendo NES collector box, which is pretty cool. The cards themselves, apparently there's only 700 produced, 700 gift boxes at least. And the artwork, I have to show you them on elsewhere, I guess, if I wanted to. Really? Now? Okay, hang on. Check out the coffee. I apologize. This video's taking a lot longer than I expected, and I didn't get a chance to do any recording yesterday or Friday on it like I had been the last couple weeks. This is the Light Roast deck, which is printed by Expert Playing Cards, classic finished stock. It was on Kickstarter, and I'm still not really feeling it. Back design's okay. This features a lot of pips on it. And that's the number cards. It's just a massive pip in the middle that seems to get bigger and bigger and bigger as you go by the number. Court cards, or the court cards, the jokers are more like a question. And court cards, a little bit weird. At least they're not racist. Look, there's a black woman on the queen. Thumbs up for that. Diversity. Awesome. The hearts are actually all black, which is cool. Or African, sorry. But it's still not my cup of tea, and it has nothing to do with that. I'm all for diversity on court cards, which we don't usually see. Then we got the Red Fox, which is also from Kickstarter, by the Red Fox playing cards. I don't remember who the designer was who put it out. Put it by USB-C. Court cards are custom, sort of. Really, the only customization is this. Chris Ramsey on the King of Clubs. That's the main customization. Hand drawn. Pretty good job. Really good job of that. Chris agrees. The Ace of Spades is interesting. The back design is interesting enough. A lot of kind of an Asian theme. A lot of mushrooms on there apparently. Were they on shrooms when they designed this? And there's your Joker. Oh, fuck's sake. It's nice enough, I guess. This is weird. You have to get 9 decks to make this whole design. Really? Or you can keep going even more if you wanted to. But it seems ridiculous. And that was a selling feature. You buy 9 decks, you get this whole design. There's also a purple one, which is actually cheaper for some reason. Oh, look at that. There's also 3D glasses available with this. Actually, that was the purple one, wasn't it? This is the main red one. The other one was the purple one. Same thing. There you see the court cards. Basically standard, recolored, modified. Moving on, we have Ascension. These are not the Steve Minty Ascension. This is the Summit deck, I guess. Cardistry-esque deck. Put about USB-C as well. There's a tuck case. It's a Joker. Wow. Very good use of space. Little thing in the middle of this big card. Like, really? That's it? That's your whole Joker? Or one of them at least. There's the Ace of Spades. It's nice enough. Mountain theme. There's an ad card. Again, good use of space. Code cards are standard. How exciting. And there you see part of the back design. And that's it. That's what you get for a back design picture. And again, what is it with this whole fascination that cards have where you combine decks to make an image? Why? It's just, I'm getting tired of that crap. Give us a design and that's it. There you see the back design, sort of. And this one, it's just a mountain peak, black and white. I would have liked to have seen an actual picture of the back design in in this, but we don't get a clear shot of the back design. It's ridiculous and doesn't make me want to buy it. Then we got 1969, which was from Kickstarter. It's all about space, the final frontier. Um, it's nice enough. It's colorful, interesting court cards with lots of information. It's one that I'm not really sold on. I'm probably not going to get because you can see custom suits. This one, instead of the clubs, it's basically shooting stars. The diamond one is basically a diamond. The heart is a heart, and the spade is basically an upside down heart. And I'm also not a huge fan of the reversed index for absolutely no reason. It just hurts it a little bit. Um, so yeah, I don't know how I feel about those suits. The artwork is fine. Everything is pretty fine. Whoa, astronomical. Okay. I appreciate the theme and everything, but I'm just not really sold on it. It is printed by Carnamunde on a slimline stock and true linen B9 finish. Um, and then we have Eggnog Force, which I like the theme. It's based on 1980 cartoons and everything. And this was also on Kickstarter quite some time ago. I mentioned it before. Here's your back design of Cobras. Very like 18 theme and 80s cartoon theme. But it has these weird custom suits, which really don't do it for me, as you can see there. Still in a way, it's clubs, hearts, spades, and diamonds, but not really feeling it. A bit too gimmicky for my liking. And then Explorer playing cards, which is from David Hohn and Riffle Shuffle. And I've never really felt this one. There's your back design. It's interesting. It's some kind of a woman floating in space. I think it's a woman. Could be wrong. Nice enough details on the aces. And number cards are pretty nice. The court cards, they've taken the image, the figure of a standard court card, and replaced it with some kind of a picture. A figure floating in space. I don't really know how I feel about that. Doesn't really excite me. Printed by USB-C. And then there's Aces, which I've done a review of on my channel. It's a plastic poker deck by Vanda with a cut card. Get it cut. And basically standard number cards and court cards, just recolored. Each suit has a unique color, which I do like. The handling of the deck was okay. And it does have a foil tuck case, holographic foil. You can check that out if you like it. And then we have the zone in yellow and pink from Bokobo, which, I don't hate. I do have the original one in green, so it kind of makes me want to get these ones too for completionist purposes. The court cards are pretty interesting. They're faceless, but they're customized, simple, futuristic, ask if you will. And there's the tuck case, which of course opens like this on top and bottom. There's actually a video, and they spend the whole video, most of it, sewing off the tuck cases and interlocking them, the two colors and everything, and doing cardistry with the tuck cases. Good lord. Moving on to other stuff. I want to mention this. Well, actually, I want to talk about this first. The Hops and Barley from Zoku Playing Cards coming soon to Kickstarter. There you see the different back design colors. They're pretty nice. Obviously, it has a beverage theme. Very nice Ace of Spades. Pretty interesting and also nice number cards. There's the Dark Amber Ale, the Brewer's Reserve, and the Pale Gold Pilsner. Interesting. Actually, beautiful artwork, very reminiscent of the previous decks that they've done at the lid and whatnot. I have the Philid ones, the lid, but I still need to review them. I believe I don't remember if I got the Green Man ones yet, or if they've been made available. But very nice. I look forward to checking these out. Not sure if we have an actual release date other than it's coming this month sometime. Let me see. Let me try to jump ahead here to the last page. Nice back designs. Not sure when it's coming specifically. And then I wanted to mention this one, the Bicycle Victors, which I was really looking forward to for obvious reasons. I mean, it has my name on it, and the beautiful vintage decks were supposed to be coming last year, and they're no longer coming, unfortunately. Unless somebody like Will, at Playing Card Decks wants to create them, they're not going to be happening, which really breaks my heart. And then there's these. There was a Cardamundi USBC merger celebration they had, and they produced these decks, the Bicycle 2020 celebration and the United deck, beautiful decks with like foil on them. Rider back one for the one, and the other one pretty nice back design. Unfortunately, they only made them available for this celebration they had. That's cool. Cool ad card. Very nice. Nice the back design for the one. The problem is, and there's also this case which looks really, really big, made for them. Like, why is it so much bigger than the decks? um, Apparently, there was invitations sent out to people, to the best cardists, illusionists, and card magicians, and whatnot. I never got an invitation. Where's my invitation? Why did I not get one? I was not made aware of this event. I never got an invitation. And I never got any decks. And apparently, they're not going to be made available for sale. So, to anyone who didn't get an invite, to anyone who was not able to attend, it's basically a big FU. And I disagree with that. There is collectors, fans of USBC and Cardamundi out there all over the world, and they're basically giving us a big FU. And I disagree with that. So that is that. I am disappointed by that. Comment, rate, subscribe, let me know what you think, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.